Continuing, I'm going to export this model from CAD. And so I'll say export. And I'm going to go with other file formats. And I'm going to call it box top. I'm going to put it on my desktop. And I'm going to say save. And I'm going to select that and hit enter. And then I'm going to do this again for the logo. Shift middle mouse wheel, export. And I'm going to say leaf. And I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to select the leaf, all of it. Then I'm going to go into my builder, my slicer. I'm going to take out this model here. I'm going to uncheck what I had on there before, which was spiralize outer contour. And I'm going to open up the box file top, box top. And it's going to come in really small because it's, oh, never mind, came in right size. So here's my box top. And if I prepare it, I can see how that's going to be set up. And what I recommend you do is you flip it over so that the build side on the glass is nice and smooth. And as we build it, we could probably get away without support material on it, or we could generate the support material and then just pick it out with a tweezer or with something, you know, that would allow me to pull that out. So I'm going to put the build plate, generate support material on there and prepare it again. And then I'm going to flip it over. Now there's no support on it because it doesn't need it because it's orientated that way. And I'll flip it over now. And then I'll re-prepare it. And we can see the build time will be 2 hours and 43 minutes. It's a rather large box shape. And I'm going to leave it. I may scale yours down because they are kind of big. If I look at the layers, what we'll see is there is some support material that it is putting in the leaf area, which is fine. Now I'm going to import the leaf geometry. Before I do, I'm just going to make sure I have enough room on my palette. And then I'm going to open my leaf geometry. And for some reason, I don't see it. Maybe I goofed it up and put it somewhere else, but let's take a look and see what happened with that. So export. Maybe I put it in downloads. Yeah, I just put it in a temporary file. So I'll say desktop and I'll say leaf. Those of you who are watching probably saw it. Live TV. So there we go. And then we're going to go and take a look at how that comes in. So if I come back here to my PC and then I go back to my desktop, there's my leaf. I'll open that. And then I'm going to select it. And I'm in the move command. I'm going to move it over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the horizontal expansion on just that part. And I believe that if I have it selected, it will work. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find my horizontal expansion setting. I'm going to pause while I locate that. Resuming. So here's my horizontal expansion, and horizontal expansion will offset our model and it'll allow us to make it a little bit smaller so that we can press it into the part. And so what we're going to do is we're going to enable that by changing the value from 0 to minus 0.2 millimeters. And then we're going to prepare the object. And then we're going to print it. And so I've got some of the printer set up. I'll run a print of it. It's a fairly long print. And so this is probably not going to be able to be seen in this video, but I'll make another recording next week to show the results of that. In the meantime, I have a project that we worked on last week that we'll take a look at. All right, so this is how we're going to work this project. We'll be able to print these in different colors, and so we can set this up. If you do have a color preference, indicate that in the drop box when you turn in your project. Let's take a look at how these projects looked in real life, and then we'll take a look at how the Cubs logos turned out, and I'll stop this recording. So switching over, I'm going to stop sharing. Switch my camera over. Stop my share. And so we have these boxes that we've created, and my camera's a little glitchy, so I won't be very long on it. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to put in our inserts, and you can put them in on the top. I think I set it on the top. And then the idea is that we have these logos printed from last week, and what we did was we used a system variable in the horizontal expansion to be able to insert those into the part. And let me grab one. I thought I had one here. So with the horizontal expansion, what you want to do when you take them off of the build plate is I found putting a piece of tape on it before I removed it would keep all the letters from flying apart. And then now it's okay. I can just take these parts out, and then as I press them in, remember we printed them upside down so that it's nice and smooth, not ridges. Your tools, have some small files. You can get these online or at Harbor Freight if you need to do any work with it. What I found was that the B's, they have these little inserts that stick out, have to be taken out, and you don't see them anyway. And so as I put in the other letters, this super sticky tape here, I can press them in. Like that. I can remove these little tabs. The letter B, they're really not necessary. And put in my other letters. Hard to tell if that one's upside down. And that's how that works. You can take that off the build plate. And that's an example of how to use horizontal expansion and inserts. And we'll be doing that for this box. All right, I'm going to stop the recording and open things up for questions.